You know that moment when your entire marriage gets destroyed by autocorrect? Yeah, me neither. But I know the moment when your wife accidentally sends you a dick pic meant for her group chat. I'm James, by the way. And this is the story of how I became a single man with trust issues and an unhealthy relationship with Italian cuisine. It was a Tuesday. I was home alone, fork deep in leftover lasagna because my wife Sarah was having an emotional emergency with her book club. Translation: they ran out of wine and needed to debrief about someone's husband's midlife crisis. My phone buzzed. Text from Sarah. I'm expecting something mundane like pick up milk or your mother called. Instead, I get a high-definition photograph of male genitalia that definitely didn't belong to me. The caption read, "Ladies, this is what I've been raving about. Poor James doesn't even compare." Before I could even process the cosmic joke the universe just played on me, another text arrived. "OMG James, that wasn't for you. My phone glitched. Don't be weird about this. Don't be weird about this. Lady, you just accidentally sent me a performance review of my marriage, and spoiler alert, I got 1 star. I texted back, "No worries, happens to everyone. We'll talk later." Because here's the thing about discovering infidelity. You can either lose your mind immediately, or you can lose it slowly and methodically while gathering evidence. I chose option B. Within 24 hours, I had created the most pathetic social media persona known to mankind, Chardonnay Chaser on TikTok. My bio read, "Wine Mom Energy Cheese Board Enthusiast living my best life at 40. I followed all of Sarah's friends, liked their inspirational quotes about self-love, and commented things like "Yas Queen" on their workout videos. It was humiliating but effective. 2 days later, I was deep in their close friends' stories, watching Sarah's life unfold like a reality show I never auditioned for. And there he was, in Melissa's story, barely visible in the background of what looked like a hotel room, shirtless guy with a tattoo of what appeared to be a pineapple on his chest. His smartwatch lit up with a notification that I zoomed in on like I was enhancing evidence in CSI. The name, Danny. Danny. Of course it was Danny. Guys named Danny always ruin marriages. It's like a law of physics. For months, Sarah had been disappearing every Sunday. Her excuses were a masterclass in creative writing. I'm going to that new meditation center. Meeting the girls for bottomless brunch. Taking a solo nature walk to find myself. The meditation center didn't exist. I called. The bottomless brunch cost $89 on her credit card, but she always came home hungry. And the nature walks? Her fitness app showed 0 steps those days. But the CVS receipt was the real smoking gun. $12.47. Sunday, 9:23 p.m., whipped cream, strawberries, and what the receipt mysteriously listed as personal wellness item. She told me she spent Sunday detoxing from technology. Apparently, her detox involved a lot of dairy products and Danny's pineapple tattoo. Instead of confronting her like a normal person, I decided to become a psychological warfare artist. I sent her flowers at work with a card that read, "Thanks for keeping our marriage fresh. You're one in a melon." She texted me, "That's sweet, but weird? Are you feeling okay?" I replied, "Just grateful for your flexibility." That night, she made my favorite dinner and wore the pajamas that scream, "I'm guilty but trying to overcompensate." You know the ones: full coverage, drawstring waist, emotional armor disguised as sleepwear. I pretended to be asleep and listened to her whispering in the bathroom. "No, babe, he doesn't suspect anything. Sunday's still good. Bring the thing we talked about." The thing they talked about, in my house, while I made them lasagna. I told Sarah I was going to a guy's weekend, packed a bag, kissed her goodbye, and drove around the block to park at my neighbor's house. Mr. Henderson was in Florida, and his kid's treehouse had a perfect view of our driveway. I set up camp like a divorced detective, protein bars, binoculars, and the crushing weight of my own dignity slowly evaporating. Sunday morning, Sarah left wearing what I can only describe as affair chic. Yoga pants that never saw a yoga class, a tank top that said "good vibes only," and enough perfume to fumigate a small building. I followed her. She didn't go to brunch. She went to one of those gyms where people pretend to work out but really just take selfies. 2 hours later, she emerged with Danny. He grabbed her ass in the parking lot. She giggled like she was the protagonist of her own romantic comedy, not the villain of mine. His hoodie said, "Namaste in bed." I wanted to namaste in his face. That night, I created a fake couples retreat Instagram account called Eternal Bliss Retreat. Posted some stock photos of beaches and happy couples, threw in some inspirational quotes about authentic love, Then I messaged Sarah. Congratulations! You and your partner have been randomly selected for a free romantic Bahamas getaway. All we need is verification of your relationship status with a sweet photo. She responded in literally 3 minutes. OMG, yes! This is amazing! When do we need to send the photo? The next morning I got it. Sarah and Danny, in my kitchen, kissing. And in the reflection of the microwave behind them, you can see me, standing in the doorway, smiling like the Cheshire Cat's psychotic cousin. I printed it, framed it, put it on my desk at work with a little placard that read, "Modern Art, a Study in Irony." Remember when I said I chose to lose my mind slowly? Well, I peaked when I logged into Sarah's Pinterest account. She had a secret board called Future Life with D, beach weddings, couples tattoos, dogs, farmhouse kitchens, and one pin that made me actually laugh out loud: when your soulmate isn't your spouse. That same pin was from an article titled, "How to Leave Your Husband Without Destroying Your Credit Score." She was planning her exit strategy on Pinterest, using our shared laptop, while I made her dinner. The audacity was almost impressive. I started printing their text conversations, all of them, chronologically organized with timestamps and color-coded by level of betrayal. Green for mild flirtation, yellow for planning secret meetups, red for explicit content that made me need therapy. I bound it all together and titled it Modern Romance, a Danny and Sarah production. Then I gift-wrapped it and put it under our anniversary presents pile. Sarah opens presents early. She can't help herself. It's like a compulsion. She opened it 3 days later while I was at work, but actually hiding in the garage, listening through the baby monitor we never used because we never had kids. The sound she made wasn't quite a scream, wasn't quite a sob. It was the sound of someone realizing they'd been playing checkers while their opponent was playing chess. I told Sarah I forgave her, said we should work on us, go to couples therapy, really commit to healing. We even found a therapist, Dr. Martinez. He had good reviews and said things like, "Relationships require radical honesty." I scheduled our first appointment for the following Tuesday. Then I called Dr. Martinez and canceled, but told Sarah to go anyway, for her individual healing. She showed up to a confused therapist who had no idea who she was or why she was crying in his waiting room about a man named Danny and a pineapple tattoo. When she called me from the parking lot, hysterical, I said, "Honey, healing is a journey. Sometimes we have to get lost to find ourselves." Our friends invited us to game night at Melissa's house. Uno, charades, wine, cheese boards, the whole suburban nightmare. I custom-printed Uno cards with quotes from Sarah and Danny's text conversations. Draw 4 cards, just like how I draw out our hotel stays. Skip, just like how we skip using protection. Wild card, just like Sunday afternoon plans. When I played the whole hand at once, the room went silent. Sarah turned a shade of white that doesn't exist in nature. Danny's contact name was on one of the cards. "Can't wait to pineapple your Sunday, baby." Melissa spit wine across the room. Mark started laughing. Jennifer pulled out her phone to record. Sarah tried to spin it as me having a mental breakdown, said I was cold, distant, obsessed with carbs. I stood up and said, "You cheated with a guy who has fruit tattooed on his chest and thinks pineapple is a verb." The room exploded. Turns out Danny had also been pineappling Melissa and Jennifer. The group chat imploded that night. Screenshot wars, accusations, blocked numbers. Sarah's entire social circle collapsed like a house of cards made of lies and bad decisions. Sarah moved out the next week, took half our stuff, including the good blender and my college diploma. Still confused about that one. The house got quiet. Really quiet. The kind of quiet where you can hear your own thoughts, and they're all saying, "You should probably get a therapist." Instead, I got a dog, a rescue pit bull named Taco. He's got trust issues too, but his are from previous owners, not previous wives. Every Sunday, I make lasagna. For one, sometimes for two if Taco gives me those eyes. I eat it slowly, watching Netflix, appreciating the fact that I know exactly who I'm feeding and why. 3 months later, Taco started growling at shadows. One night, I found a note taped to my door. "Miss me yet? Sundays are lonely without you." She wasn't done, or maybe Danny wasn't. I unblocked her number. She messaged immediately, "I made a huge mistake. Can we talk? I'm different now." Different how? Different like she discovered morality? Different like she learned Danny was cheating on her too? We met at a restaurant called Karma. I didn't choose it for the name, but the universe clearly has a sense of humor. Sarah showed up in her "I've found myself" costume. Flowy dress, healing crystals, spiritual awakening energy. She ordered a kale salad and cried into it. "I never meant to hurt you, James." I replied, "You sent me a performance review of our marriage, with photos. You meant exactly that." She blamed everything except herself: social media, wine culture, toxic femininity, mercury being in microwave. Then she asked if I'd consider trying again. I leaned in close and whispered, "I already am, just not with you." Then I left her with the check. I met someone. Her name's Rachel. She's a veterinarian who rescues animals and has never sent anyone an accidental dick pic. We bonded over trust issues and rescue dogs. First date was mini golf. She won by 6 strokes and didn't let me win to protect my ego. Third date, she said, "You talk like someone who's been holding on to a lot of anger." I replied, "I used to, but I left it all in a microwave reflection." She laughed. Actually laughed. Not that fake laugh Sarah used when she was humoring me. Just when I thought Sarah was finally gone, she posted a TikTok. One of those healing journey videos with sad music and inspirational text overlays. POV, you ruined your marriage for a man who blocked you with a pineapple emoji. She tagged me. The comments were brutal. "Girl, this isn't eat, pray, love. This is cheat, lie, cry. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's. Your husband dodged a bullet and you provided the gun. One last attempt. A voicemail at 2 a.m. I miss our Sundays. I miss your lasagna. I miss being your person." I sent her a voice memo. Sundays are for taco and Netflix, not narcissists. Then I blocked her, for good this time. Rachel and I take it slow. No lies, no secret phones, no fruit-tattooed side pieces. She knows everything, even about the pineapple tattoo. She said, "James, I'd punch that guy on sight." I replied, "Get in line behind Taco." Last month, we ran into Danny at the farmer's market. He looked deflated, wearing socks with Crocs and what appeared to be the same Namaste in bed hoodie from 6 months ago. He tried to say hi. Taco growled and lifted his leg, all over Danny's Crocs. We kept walking, but I heard Rachel whisper, "Good boy, Taco." I kept one thing from my marriage, that first text, the accidental revelation that changed everything. Not to torture myself, but to remember how far I've come. That moment didn't destroy me, it freed me. Now, every Sunday looks like this. Me, Rachel, Taco, and a big pot of lasagna. Sometimes wine, sometimes board games. Always peace. No more microwave reflections hiding the truth. No more fake meditation retreats. No more Danny. So here's to Sunday lasagna. To dogs who know better than humans. To women who don't plan their exit strategy on Pinterest. And to the accidental text that accidentally saved my life. I'm not bitter. I'm just finally full. P.S. Sarah's still single. Danny's dating someone new. Her name's probably Ashley, and she probably has no idea what she's gotten herself into. But that's not my circus anymore. My circus has better food and more loyal performers.